We're playing the Demonplague. But before we begin, in the doobly-doo down below, there's a link to our Extra Life page, and also links to our sister shows and the Discord as part of the Heroes Wanted collective of shows. But before we begin, tonight I am joined by...
Ian, and I'll be playing Kevin Hillman, the gun monk human courtier.
I'm Brendan, and I'll be playing Urag, the half-orc rogue.
And I am Lorne. I will be playing Tafina Boondiggles, the forest gnome Beastmaster Ranger, using Natasha, the wolf.
Hi everyone, I'm Tara. I'll be playing Hecate, the Eldarin Cleric of the Grave.
And I'm Patrick. I am playing Arkady Renko, a ghostwise halfling inquisitive rogue.
Thank you all for joining me this evening. Last time we left our heroes, they had just defeated Ralakai, the big bad of this part of the adventure, who had enslaved locals and tortured them in an attempt to find a cure for this demon plague, which you have learned throughout your subsequent adventures comes from a demon named Zancrown that was bound and imprisoned thousands of years ago by the Star Elves. And then subsequently, occasionally, his bounds would be weakened. He'd start to come back. But then another group of brave adventurers would reseal him back in. Which was the point of the glacier that was in Tomar's Crossing. It was to seal the demon. Ralakai tried to parley with you and negotiate a deal. However, he had done something oh so evil that the group collectively decided to destroy him. After you defeated him, you looted his room, found a bunch of papers of his studies, and then the Star Elf altar that you found before opened, and you got a bunch of loot. You subsequently took out the key, rescued the prisoners from upstairs, and what do you intend to do now?
So we have to get these people back, don't we?
They are, half of them barely have any clothes on, and they're all looking very fragile. Let's just put it that way.
Good thing it's getting warmer out, and we brought a cart.
Hecate will go around administering aid to whoever she can, and are the people still locked up? Is there any way we can get them out?
You had a key, so I just sort of hand-waved it that you were able to unlock all the doors and free those prisoners that were upstairs, along with the prisoners that were in the sort of secret chamber.
Excellent. So that Hecate will just go around aiding where she can, healing everyone up for the travel back to the town.
All of them go, bless you, matron.
And Kevin and I will, of course, take witness statements and get the exact story of what happened here.
Basically, it's sort of similar from what you've heard before. A lot of them were refugees trying to escape the melt and the comet crash. But they either got lost from a group of people, and then got captured by the bandits you defeated earlier, or this goblin tribe you defeated, or they were somehow lured into a false sense of security and then basically kidnapped. And then they would travel from Fort Frostfell to the Ziggurat to these burrows, and some would be eaten along the way by the goblins or killed for various experiments, until they ended up landing here. And then once a day, Ralakai would come down and pick the people he wanted to experiment on, and he called it their ascension.
So that Ralakai was like super bad news. Nothing but bad vibes off that guy.
Absolutely.
She hit him so hard she changed seasons.
What happened?
Is this Ureg talking or?
Yes, this is Urag talking.
Yeah, so Hecate goes from, green-eyed, red. I thought we had a long rest, so my apologies, but I'm sticking with it
I'm
now.
going to say you do have a long rest. I think you guys
Yes.
just go either sort of up the steps. You get him out of the prison, and it's kind of wet and dank down there, but you brought...
Yeah.
I'm going to hand wave that you brought some tents with you, and,
They
yeah.
hurt.
You
Yeah.
have the
And I
color.
will explain it to Ureg is it's like this. Every little season, turn, turn, turn.
Yeah,
But
Hecate
her
basically
mind,
my mind stays the same. Yeah, so she goes from, red-haired, green-eyed, very stern, to like blonde hair, blue-eyed, very bubbly. It's still me.
Okay.
Still me,
And
Ureg.
Kevin is lying to you as well. He is not what he appears to be. Kevin, show him your true form, please.
oh, very well, sir. I'll take off my shoes. These are lifts.
What?
Kevin was wearing lifts. He's in his true form. I'm not 6'3". I'm 6'2".
Kevin,
Oh, but they
you've seen
outdrop
the
it.
damage he can do. He needs to know exactly what he is going to be working with if he wants to work with us.
Can I insight Kevin?
Yes.
Yeah, what did Kevin just disguise self to something else?
I don't know. Did you?
I'm just still as Kevin, but I could change myself.
I would like to perform an investigation check on Kevin.
Roll
Yeah,
that
go for it.
investigation.
I'm gonna try deception. This should be good. To 0.
Well, it's your spell save DC,
Oh, spell save DC would be...
which is higher than an 11, I'm going to guess.
Yeah. But I will drop it. And I am a boogabear. Or Noah for a blug.
Those are two very different creatures.
They're all the
Eh.
same.
They're not human, so it's all the same thing.
They're not half orcs, you mean.
But
So
then I will go
Interesting.
put it back up as Kevin.
So now that we have all the prisoners set, we have to get them back to the town, and we have an election to attend, don't we?
Yes, the election is coming up. I'm going to say it's going to take a few days to go from the Star Elf Barrows and back into Tomar's Crossing, but you have about 2 weeks to prepare for an election.
Is there anything else we want to do while we're here before we leave?
Good question, is there?
I honestly can't think of anything. I'm pretty sure we've searched everywhere. We've freed the prisoners. We killed Ralakai, so I think we're good to go. What does everyone else think?
Should we collapse the temple, perhaps?
That's what I was thinking. I brought all these tools.
Whatever's
Which was
going on,
saved.
which I don't really know much about, it might prove useful to be able to access this place again.
What was the... We found some sort of magical items, didn't we?
Yes, you did.
They're in the party loot list.
I don't
So-
see them.
Top-
I'm looking at it now.
Top right.
I see
yeah.
the diamond dust.
There's a +1 sword we got, the spell book, the scroll, and the silver star elf hairpin, but we don't know if that's magic. I don't.
That's not magical. You also have a ever-burning torch, which is magical and extremely rare in this world, as it is a permanent magical item, and permanent magical items don't really exist. What magical items you have, Hecate basically has to recharge every day, and I think also, who else has magic? Tafina has to, they have to both, like, sit there and charge it a little bit every day. But with this one, you don't.
Hecate will actually tap Ureg and Tafina on the shoulder and be like, so like the two of you can probably like set up traps and stuff and maybe disguise the doorways to keep other people out, right?
I could set up a few tripwires and whatnot.
Yeah, I
Really
could,
have the
like,
supplies.
I could possibly trigger up something. I
We
don't
have
know
the
what.
supplies.
It'd be easier just to collapse the tunnel. I mean, we have explosives, right, Kevin?
I have a little bit of powder for my guns, but probably not enough for that.
It wouldn't take much. Just, keep points in the ceiling, collapse it, create a bunch of rubble. You'd at least prevent anyone from going in with ease. They have to bring in a bunch of people and do some heavy lifting, and I patrol every once in a while to see if someone's doing that, and we're good.
We might want to get back in here.
Oh no, I understood, but I mean, like, at least to keep other people out, right? We can at least do something, because if we can collapse it completely, then like we won't be able to get in, right?
Is there a big rock above the door that we can just push off in front of it, Steph?
You gotta remember, this door is magically concealed, and only those who know the password, like you guys do, Gravda, can access it.
Oh, that magic is still up?
Yes, it is a very
Oh.
ancient magic.
For some reason, I thought it had died with Ralakai.
So, right, so you guys are, is that it? Anything else?
Do a quick once over, just investigation check to see if there's anything we missed.
There is absolutely nothing you missed. You guys
Awesome.
rolled very, very well overall.
This here is one looted dungeon.
Pretty much. There's still an injured polar bear if you guys want to kill it or release it, or I don't know. But that's it.
It is food.
Oh, we can't do that, sir. Poor little thing. It didn't mean to hurt us. I could ask it to
Did
leave.
someone say food?
We're not eating the polar bear, guys.
I'm very hungry.
You do find some more rations and enough to feed this group for about 2 weeks.
So do we try and get the bear out?
Up to you. Do you want to get the bear out? Do you want to? Can you talk with it?
I can.
I can't either, but I might be able to
No.
entice it.
I know I can with that.
Oh, you can?
The Herblog.
Did that link work? The speech of beast and leaf?
Yep.
It works for people who have the book installed.
Ah. Okay, let's meet. The animal or plant will know what I'm saying, will understand the meaning of my words, though I can't understand them back. So like friend, freedom, escape.
What do? Do you like point up the stairs or something?
I'll make sure everyone's out and like follow.
It it's currently afraid of you because you guys all attacked it. Are you going to
Persuasion.
Some rations and try
is
and
it-
lead it out.
Does it still hurt?
It's licking its wounds.
Persuasion.
If
I'm
it
gonna
still hurt, I'll
say-
heal it.
I'm going to say, with you bringing out the rations, Kev, that gives Kevin advantage on persuasion.
Oh, do we roll?
He already has that from Speech of Beast and Leaf.
Well, yeah, you didn't roll with advantage, so you can roll again.
Oh shit. Yep, I will. Not
Excellent
better.
roll.
Yeah.
I'm going to say between both Tafina and Kevin, it takes you a little longer than you would have liked, but you are able to at least like do the almost like not Goldilocks, Hansel and Gretel, little little bits of jerky up the steps, and you do see the polar bear eventually exit in the distance. You kind of have to like go way back, and then it finally gets the courage to leave.
Oh, we James Woods it.
Basically,
Ooh, piece of candy. Ooh, piece of candy.
piece of jerky. Ooh, piece of jerky. Ooh. It goes off into the wild.
I heal it as it's walking away, if it still hurt.
Accepts your healing and is looking much better. You get the feeling that this will help the bear survive.
That
was
was
looking-
my point.
Yeah, it was looking very rough for wear. Oh, you guys have had a long rest.
That's what I wanted to do. I didn't want to send the polar bear off into the woods to die.
It's looking a lot better than when you left it. It
Yeah.
still has to deal with its total ecology being destroyed, but you can't fix that yet.
It's in a completely different ecosystem. It'll be fine.
Maybe we should have killed it because it's going to die.
Not
Because
necessarily.
all of the plants and animals are dead.
Well, not all. Things are looking a little rough.
It might just turn into a demon.
Anyway, is there anything you wanted to do on the way into town?
Are we still watching for those rats? Or did we deal with that?
You were able to trap the rats. You completed that quest. You were able to
Okay.
trap the rats, and they did experiments on them, and you realize this isn't the normal sort of zombie plague virus. It's something very magically oriented.
Someone's been experimenting on them.
Palm Mine experimented on them, but she was upfront with you experimenting on them. Alright, I'm going to say you re-enter Tomar's Crossing again. And everyone comes up to you and is like, "You saved them! You saved them!" And now you have an election to deal with. You have about 2 weeks. You have, from last time... Let me open up the town hall.
Time to shake babies and kiss hands.
That's not. You know what? Never mind.
Oh, right. So we head back to. Oh, this is the.
Yes, you have Bajalin, Kadika, Jorni,
Don't stop believing.
Magala, and Tafina and Someth running for mayor and the council. Two of you are going to be preparing for the election as His Majesty's bureaucrats, but what are the rest of you doing? Are there candidates you would like to support? Tafina, what is your platform?
I am for the people, by the people, working for the people. Because, I go out there and actually get stuff done. As they used to say, immigrants, we get the job done.
And with that, Jorni will say, "Tomar's Crossing for Tomarians." Who needs these refugees anyway? The king should deal with them, not us.
And what have you done recently to actually help this town?
Keep the bar going!
And what have I done recently to help this town?
With that, Jorni will shut up. This isn't the last day of the election. This is like a debate that's sort of happening during it. If you guys want to do stuff that's like prepare for the election, maybe go out and support a candidate, I'm sort of leaving the floor up to you.
Well, it's 2 weeks to cover, right? So
I owe this party, and therefore, like Mr. Boondiggle. So I'm gonna go use my background feature, see if I know if I have a contact in this town who might be willing to help me dig up dirt on any of the other candidates.
Oh, snap. All right, so you're going to use your feature. You would know that there's not that many people around, only because of the chaos. You suspect just a lot of people just straight up died. But you keep your ear to the ground. You give gold, grease the right palms, get the right people drunk. And you would know that Bajalin, the current mayor, nobody likes him, but nobody really runs against him because he's an ex-criminal that had a network that just seemed to dig up dirt on everyone else. Anyone who ever tried to fight against him, he'd sick his little minions on to either harass or dig up some sort of dirt on him. You would also learn that the baker is a greedy and paranoid bastard, or has gotten more paranoid as of yet, and supposedly had a huge inheritance that he's hiding somewhere in his mill.
Is what hiding in his mill?
A huge inheritance. A bunch of gold.
Yeah, I got that. I report this to Tafina Boondiggle.
You would also learn that there was some trouble with Kadra and some refugees that the party ended up dealing with, but it's all shrouded in sort of mystery.
Can I dig into that specifically?
You will hear from the party that apparently Kadra's been living under an assumed name this whole time. And she was running away from her ex-teacher, magical teacher, who went crazy one day and after a magical experiment and thought that if she slew and drank the blood of her 10 pupils that she would turn into a dragon somehow. The party worked with Kadra and they defeated her, and the evil sorceress was hiding as a young refugee girl.
Right, I forgot about that.
Is that all the candidates other than Tafina?
You would know that Sameth. And honestly, a lot of this is me filling you in on what the party already knows. Sameth is friends with the ex leader of the Safe Harbor Watch, who turned to banditry and was following Ralakai and was collecting people for Ralakai because she thought he could actually cure the Demonplague.
Okay, then I'm going to, after I learn all this, get a disguise or buy a disguise kit because I don't own one, but I am proficient in them. Make a disguise in the cart. Heard.
I will disguise you.
I'm also good at disguise.
Aww. I was gonna
And
make you
I
a
will
kitty cat.
dress up as like a bloke, just a guy, not a member of the party, and go around and spread this stuff everywhere. Just every tavern, tell everybody I meet about it. Act like a drunk, but not a drunk. Act like a.
Oh, wait, hold up 1 second. Arcady, are you going to do anything about that locket you were asked to find? And you found with Palmine?
Yeah, I will definitely go speak to Palmine and see if she is ready to hand it back over to me so I may return it if she has gotten what she needs from it.
Palmine, and I'll pull up her picture. This feeds into something else. So I put pause on you right there. Palmine will go, well, I think I've gotten all that I needed. I think it would be more dangerous in you and your friend's hands. Don't say where you got it, though. Do you know whose locket it actually is?
No, I'm afraid we've been out of town, but I assume it is probably an illicit love.
Oh, you are clever.
We surmised previously he was not familially inclined, so it didn't seem like it was something that actually belonged in his family as he was claiming. Who is this secret love? Though I should say perhaps secret love should remain secret.
Oh, I am very, very, very willing to tell you. As soon as I find that name again. There it is. You know the general stores, the general store or store owner, Millette Faraduce?
Of course I do. We've been to the general store lots of times. Not him. Oh, that is shocking.
Oh, not with him. Jeez, the smell off him. It's his wife, Nevada.
Is this a town secret or is this one of those openly known things people don't speak about?
Oh, do you think I would have gone to all the trouble of stealing that locket if it was something everyone knew about? Now, Millette has been bribing Bajalin to keep his mouth shut. But I saw Bajalin and Nevada sneak off one day, and I did my own investigating. They've been going at it for quite a while. She always makes up her excuses why she can't leave Millette. Even though it would still be quite a scandal, this is a small town and divorce is not taken very lightly.
I am not terribly surprised. These kinds of things are, oh, what sleepy bedroom towns are made of.
Indeed.
Well, I hope you have achieved your goal of presumably scaring him through this electoral season, and I will return it without divulging anything else to him.
Indeed. However, you're going to use this to ruin him, right? Or not ruin him. Get him out of our way. I hated working with him. He's only mayor due to bribes and his little network of spies preventing people from challenging him. Barely does the work, hardly ever shows up, but sits around and hams it up whenever the opportunity presents itself.
I am not inclined to interfere with the election to such an extent, to be quite honest. That would be equivalent to all of the terrible things he does, and that would be against the spirit of many laws that I hold to be valid and worthwhile.
Then why bother?
Because upholding the law is what I must do, even if unfortunately it means others get hurt. I believe in the law. I believe if you'd really wanted this used, you would have used it by now. I am not here to do your dirty work for you.
Let me counter. The law only works when good men and women are in charge of it, managing it, tending to it like a garden. Leave it alone for too long and it becomes overrun with weeds. It needs proper management. Do you get my understanding? And the odd pruning is always within a gardener's work.
I do not think we speak of the law. I think we speak of leadership and of the need for good governance.
What is the point of laws if they are not enacted by good people? Just people.
Laws can be enacted by unjust people and still have valid reasons. I do not judge the law by the person who wrote it. A law can be good or bad. The person who wrote it could be good or bad. Good people write bad law. Bad people can write good law. But the law is what I must uphold.
But that she'll raise her eyebrow and say, well then, how do you know what law is good or bad?
I don't. I uphold the law.
Regardless of whether it's good or bad? Whether it hurts or improves the lives of the citizens you have vowed to protect?
Indeed, there are some laws that I uphold that hurt people that are very dear to me. If the law needs to be upheld and someone is unfortunately hurt by that, that is the vow I have taken. Lousy character flaw.
You are an interesting man, Arcady.
No, I am a sad civil servant who is devoted to something that cares not a whit for him.
Maybe you should be devoted to something who does care for you.
That is not our way. You know that as well as I do. If there's anything about this land, it is about being devoted to things that do not return your passions.
All right then, take the locket. Do with it what you will. I enjoyed my my time seeing Bajalin paranoid and squirming for weeks.
He will understand that the knowledge of it is out there. I think you probably will have achieved your goal without my having to play too much of a part.
Perhaps.
I bid you good day.
Good day. So what do you do with the locket? Just take it right back?
I will return it, not immediately. I'm not going to walk directly from one house to the other. I will wait until the next day, and then I will... Actually, no, I'll wait 2 days, and then I will return it to the mayor. And I will tell him that, as agreed, I have recovered it. I will not answer any questions about how or where I recovered it from, as that is not something he needs to worry himself about, but instead he should worry about who the locket may have been shared between or around and govern himself presumably accordingly. and that I don't appreciate being lied to.
I never lied to you.
You told me this was a family member's locket. That was a lie.
Well, what makes you say it's a lie?
Because I am aware of the actual owner of this locket. I am an investigator. It did not belong to your mother, as you claimed. And frankly, that slowed my finding it down quite a bit. Had you been honest with me, I probably could have procured it much sooner.
Who had it? How did you...
That is not your concern. That is the concern of the law.
Well then, I appreciate your discretion.
Of course, but as I said, it is not my discretion that you need to concern yourself with. Your secret is out. I don't know how public, but I think you know in this time it is something that, well, loose tongues are certainly abounding at this time with the election. But that is not my concern. I am here to run a fair and just election. The events surrounding it for the candidates, there are dirty games afoot. There always have been.
Indeed, it is refreshing to see, another here that understands the way of the world.
Indeed. You have to be careful. These, it's like a door. Occasionally it swings both ways and strikes you in the face when you're not expecting it.
That's an interesting analogy.
Oh, it's something Kevin said. I never quite understood it. Occasionally that boy is incredibly brilliant.
With that, he will give you 50 golds. Thank you for your speediness and discretion in this matter. I look forward to you and Kevin monitoring the election. It will keep those loose lips down.
One can hope. I have my doubts. Small towns love nothing more than good gossip. Best to you. Long days, pleasant nights.
Long days, pleasant nights.
And I will take the money and give it to the church mother.
Ispero will say, bring up her picture. Oh, thank you, Arcady.
It is my pleasure. Please use it wisely and help those that we have brought back from Ralakai's cave.
Oh, yes.
Thank you for everything you have done for us. You've been a great help. Praise the Mother.
Praise the Mother and the Father. Oh, do you know when your shipment from the capital will be arriving?
Oh, I will have to send another notice about it. It should hopefully be any time now.
Oh, I hope so. Our stores are looking a little thin. We're fine for now, but we really could use a reshipment before, well, if winter ever sets in.
Yes, hopefully it will be very, very soon.
Okay, so Arcady, do you tell Urag about this?
Oh, sure. Yeah, I'll tell the group what happened, but I am not going to spread anything myself.
Urag, are you going to spread
Spread
this?
the rumor.
And I'll
OMG
build
scandal.
ballot boxes.
With the false bottoms?
Oh yeah.
The capital way.
That's going into the array of rumors that I'm spreading.
What, you're gonna trip out your own party members, or are you gonna say so and so is trying to fix the thing?
No, I was gonna say that I was gonna talk about the locket. That's what we were talking about, right? Like the
fact that
the news of locket.
Yeah, the locket, and the fact that the mayor is banging the general store's owner's wife.
So you're gonna sow that rumor around?
Yeah, that's not even a rumor. That's just the truth. I'm gonna tell the truth.
You just
True.
get gossip.
I'm a rogue. We tell the truth.
As one of your rumors,
Insight.
as you go around getting drunk, buying drinks, etc., and spreading rumors, you start to hear of an old rumor. During one of these nights, because it's sort of like you and you're swapping tales with the local drunks. Apparently, one day Colinius went out with an old a former council member out into the woods, and hold on 1 second. Ignore that. I think I misread this section. One second. No, I read this correctly. You hear that Colinius and a former council member named Rayson Fairgon went out hunting together one day. But Rayson never came back. They claim they had been ambushed by bandits and got separated. Or Colinius claimed they had been ambushed by bandits and got separated. However, some people have never bought that story. You go spreading that rumor around as well?
Do I have evidence of that beyond?
Let me put it this way. You hear this rumor, and then 2 days later, you hear shouting outside the mill draws your attention. You can see a dirty and desperate crowd gathered around the mill at the river's edge. They shout for food. Oh, whoops. Wrong one. Wrong block. You hear a few days later, you hear when you're up and eating your breakfast that a party of hunters came back to the village, and while they were without food, they weren't empty-handed. The Milt had uncovered the body of former council member Rayson Fairgon, and the hunters found it.
Dun, dun, dun.
Dun dun dun. Now, before any of you could really do anything, the mayor came out, took a look at the body, and apparently ordered it to be cremated, as is tradition. But ordered that instead of displaying the body, it would be kept in his house.
Now that sounds like a perversion of the law there, Arcady.
It's more a custom than a law. Though I'm sure Kevin could find something in his book where he'd have to pay some sort of serious fine.
Hecate will also probably put up a bit of a stink about about having to give proper last rites to the deceased.
Cremation is sort of the proper last rites, though there is typically like a funeral first. In this world where there are zombies and other magical undead, most religions do practice some sort of cremation.
We could do
Oh no, I got
random
that, but
vampire check.
I'm assuming that awaiting cremation, the deceased are usually in the local church, so like the proper prayers can be said and blah blah blah.
Right.
That's what she's going to put up a stink about.
Plus,
No,
could
that
do
he
a
needs to be in
vampire
the church so we can do the prayer, so his soul can go off to the mother and the father as whatever the word is I'm looking for, as cleansed and proper as it should be.
The Jolin will say, there's already too many people, living people, in the church as it is. I don't want there to be any sort of cross-contamination or infection. And she, Raison, is very obviously long dead. It's been years. Raison doesn't have any local family, so there's nobody to keep her body for the time being. I'll leave it in my house for the time being. No need for a funeral. The body's badly decayed, and the mother and yourself can perform your rituals when you do the rite of cremation.
Hecate's going to put her foot down. No, we are not going to disgrace the spirit and the soul of this brave individual who passed alone and in pain. The rites shall be done properly, and I shall accompany you to your home to do them. We shall accompany you to your home to do them.
Yes, what's the worst that could happen if you let us do this?
You cause a panic. There's already that damn rumor coming back to life again about Colinius. This whole town is already a boiling pot. I don't need it to boil over.
How would it boil over with us paying proper respect to the dead? Tell me that.
Because I don't want people to see a mangled, long dead body and come up with their own conclusions. Just dealing with this quietly and via cremation in a few days
And
is the right
when
thing
did
to
I
do.
say put the body on display?
Fine, fine, fine. You and the mother can come to the house. However, I don't want you messing with the body. I don't need a plague on top of all this nonsense.
Hecate will just kind of raise her eyebrow at him. We will do what we shall do what we need to do to see the soul off to its proper rest.
Fine, fine. You can. I'll put it away, and then you can come later on tonight. Deal?
We will accompany you with it.
Fine. I'm always for the church.
Insight.
You can.
Yeah, Hecate wants to
roll insight because you guys have started a bit of a stink, and people are staring.
Yeah, I kind of want to roll insight on that.
Yeah, that last statement.
Net 20. You get the sense that he really cares more about his image and keeping the town just quiet. He very, very obviously doesn't give two craps about religion, but it is election season. So he has to, placate the more religious members of his community.
Which is kind of what Hecate was going for as well. Investigate the body and also, hey, look at this. He's not honoring your dead like he should.
I think you also kind of get the sense with that nat 20 that he didn't really care for Raison, so he could give two craps what happens to it. He just doesn't want disease spreading or, a panic happening or anything else, and
Maybe we should start social distancing.
Lord.
Alright, so you come to the house and he will put it on his kitchen table, as is tradition. There, say your prayers.
Does he actually say it like all sing-songy like that?
Yeah, he puts it down and he sort of like almost leans out like his window or door saying, "Poor Rizon didn't have any local family members, so I am acting like the family member instead because I'm such a swell guy and love the church."
Right. Is he still in the kitchen?
He sort of like does that politician fake smile of like, and then immediately like closes the curtains and just sort of like, I'll go over here.
All right. So, is Mother Isolde with me? Or I keep calling her Isolde. Oh my god.
Isparel.
Isparel. Good lord. Okay, I want to do, while we're praying, I want to do a medicine check to see how this guy died. I don't know if the mother can give me an advantage
Okay.
if I ask for her help.
Yes, I will. I will say you get advantage.
Okay. Advantage. Medicine.
I'm going to say while Bajalin isn't looking, you sort of sort of open up part of like this blanket or cloak that's been sort of wrapped around the body. And also, like, you notice that Bajalin left for a little while, and he said, "Don't touch that body, just continue your prayers and such." But you're gonna look at the body.
Yeah, and if Mother Isparel's, questions why, well, people are going to wonder if there's going to be a dangerous creature left in the woods, why this person died, so we need to have something to assure them with. They'll tell if we're lying.
Well, alright. And you, with your medicine check, notice that, this body is riddled with a sword wounds, and arrow wounds. And you find the broken tips of black arrowheads in these wounds. In which Ispero will say, "These are the ones Colinius uses."
Interesting. All right. Well, Hecate is actually kind of a little shocked. Honestly, didn't think she'd find anything. But she will try and extract some of the shards from the body and just turn to Mother Isparel and just be like, we will need to find a way to deal with this later. Our priority right now is to take care of this body and see the soul to rest.
Yes, indeed. I'm going to say you spend the next several hours performing the various rituals and everything else to send the body to Arcadia, which is like heaven.
Yeah.
And with this information, the next day, what do you do?
I will, maybe not the next day, but as soon as I can, I will speak directly with Arcady, but see if I can do to gather the party and just be like, yeah, so this person looks like they were murdered by at least one other towns member. And I'll show them the black arrowhead and I'll tell them what Mother Isparel told me. Not quite sure what to do with this information, but there's another murderer here.
Indeed, it certainly seems curious. I think it is time that we have a discussion with this gentleman, Kevin. What do you say?
I guess, sir. Absolutely.
I will collect the evidence of the shards and take Kevin, and I guess we will go have a chat with our potential suspect.
We should see if anyone else uses arrowheads like this. It could be common in the area.
I don't think so. If it was a little bit more common than just one person, I think Mother Ispero would have mentioned it. But Hecate will offer to like go back and just double check with Mother Ispero really quick and be like, "Hey, is this the only person that?"
And she's like, yes. He makes them himself. He doesn't buy any of the new manufactured ones. He's very particular about the design, and he always insists on black.
All right, thank you, Mother. And then she'll like kind of skip back to Arcady and Kevin, and no, we were able to confirm with the Mother that these arrowheads are only used by one person in this village.
That is an amateur move. Not that I would know anything about that sort of thing.
Oh, of course not, Urag. You're an honest man.
Eyeballing Arcade.
Well, I guess it's time for us to. And Kevin will put some sunglasses and put them on. Get to the point. Yo!
I will slap those sunglasses off his face.
Oh, yes, sir. Sorry, sir.
Yeah,
That's actually an
In front
accomplishment
of the
considering the
commoners.
height differences.
I picked them up.
We only do that in front of other members of the constabulary. You should know that.
My apologies, sir.
And I guess, yeah, we will take Hecate and go question him. Do you think we should have everybody else act as lookouts in case he wants to run?
He's, what building's he in, Steph?
He is in. Oh, one sec. Oop.
But yeah, we could get everybody who's not busy to surround it.
He's in number 2, I believe.
Oh. I don't have that map no mo.
Yeah, number 2.
Oh, when you full screen a map, it closes the last full screened map.
Yeah.
It doesn't just put it on top. That's is it
Yeah.
number 2.
Number 2.
So yeah, so we'll set up people watch. Like these 4 corners kind of thing.
Okay. So who's going in and confronting him about it?
I guess I should, considering Hecate was the one who found the arrows.
Yep. And then Kevin and I will join as well.
Okay.
I don't
Kevin,
know
you will
if-
lead the questioning.
I don't know if Tafina would be available or if he'd be politicking, but Natasha would certainly be on loan.
Yes, Hecate would love to borrow Natasha for this. Just be like, guard, and if anyone comes out that isn't us, just, sit on them.
Hey.
All right, what do I ask him?
Ask him to show us some of his arrows, and then ask him if he wishes to change his story. Perhaps it was an accident he is trying to cover up. But ask him first what happened, and then we will proffer proof and evidence.
Okay, and what was the name of the guy that remind me what was his name again?
Linnaeus Birthwitch.
Corlinius, okay. All right, we ready to rap on the door?
This again, you come to this like hovel, and it stinks. He's not very kempt person. And you open up and see a dark and hairy man with long canines and yellow eyes, holding a mug of coffee and eating some salted meat in his other hand. And he's like, "Ah, you guys again. I must thank you for, for your idea to pass out the food. It's pumping up my numbers with the village council."
Oh, of course, anytime. We just love to be of service.
And, sir, we would like to, ask you a few questions if you don't mind. We were very interested in, and is his bow and arrow, out and about?
Yours or his?
His.
He doesn't have it on him at the moment. But it is, like, nearby. He'd have to run and pick it up.
If you could, get your tools of your trade, sir, we'd, like to inspect them. The arrows specifically.
Why?
Oh, we're making sure, they're not using any of the, um, illegal arrowheads, the ones that cause extra pain and make the animal bleed. Standard check.
I've never been under this check, and roll me a deception roll.
All right. I'm going to use lucky on that.
Okay.
That's better.
Whoa!
That's 10 times the result.
Nice.
Up out here in the woods, we don't have these sort of regulations. It's eat or don't, but fine, I guess it makes me look squeaky clean for the for the constituency. And he will bring you a few of his arrowheads and his bow. Or a few of his arrows and his bow. As you can see, it is a standard arrowhead. I make it myself.
And is it black?
Why?
No, I'm asking because I'm looking at it.
Yes, it is black.
And,
Looks very similar to the ones that Hecate showed you.
all right, and do any of them have any broken tips that might... Oh, wait, this is a long time ago that this happened, wasn't it?
Yeah, like 5+ years ago, something like that.
Oh, okay, yeah, so they probably don't... We probably can't match up our little bits to his arrows.
No.
No, we need the CSI lab in the cart.
Your cart just a magical place where you can find, like, anything?
Oh, I did spend a ton of my starting gold on just everything off the adventurers list, so at this point, yes. We need to get the samples to... I can't remember what show I'm even in anymore. Anyway. Oh, because these are quite similar to, and I'll pull out the arrowheads that Hecate found on the body, in the body.
Oh, you must have found some of my old arrowheads out there.
It's funny you say that, sir.
Why is it funny?
Okay, so this is where I have to make my decision. Ian has to make his decision.
And
Okay, I'm gonna grab
Arcady
him.
will tell you telepathically, he just admitted they were his arrowheads.
I am gonna grab... Does he have like a... he's wearing a shirt, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna grab him by his neck hole.
Collar?
Collar, there you go. And like pull him right up to my nose and... Do you want to tell us why we found these in your friend's body?
What? What? I deny that accusation.
You just said these were your arrowheads, and I'm gonna slam his head on the table.
When did he become bad cop?
And like Hecate will
How
just
did he become bad cop?
Kevin.
He's been lying to us this whole time. Haven't you? I'm gonna pull out my gun and hold it right to his temple.
This is police brutality.
Cock the gun.
I demand a lawyer. I am a council member of this town. This is outside of your jurisdiction.
Can I at least try an
Technically, they're not
intimidation
police.
check?
Technically, you two are police.
Yeah, this is arresting him. So totally intimidation check. I'm putting the gun to his head
Roll it.
and cocking it.
Hecate can't really step in because she's not the law.
That he pisses himself a little bit, and it doesn't improve the overall smell, but he shuts his mouth for a minute.
Now tell us what happened, or else I'm gonna pull out the other gun.
So how are you holding him down?
Oh yeah, that's a good point.
I have a right to see a lawyer.
That's true, you do, but you've also admitted it in front of these people that they're your arrowhead. But we'll get your lawyer. Well, maybe. And I'll pull the trigger, but it'll be empty. She'll just go clunk against his skull.
And with that, you made enough noise to bring people to congregate at Colinius's house, and they're like, "What's going on here?"
And that's when I'll start, we'll do whatever our Miranda rights are, and I'll put the handcuffs on. You have the right to remain silent. You have the right to a lawyer. You have the right to a sham trial.
Hecate's face palming a little bit. Arcady, is this the way things are supposed to go when you arrest people?
Oh, for the love of God, no. No, it isn't, but...
This happened.
Oh.
I don't know. I've seen this happen plenty of times.
Are you sure, sir, you wouldn't like to explain yourselves to us just a little bit? Make us understand your side of this? You did clearly admit that these were your arrowheads.
I demand a fair trial.
Well, I certainly can't promise you that.
And with that, the mayor and the council will come forward, and I'll bring them all up here.
That's my collar.
Hecate would like to try one last thing before the council and the mayor show up.
What's that?
Basically, just kind of turn to him and just be like, "Now, my child, whatever has happened, you have not spoken the truth of it, and these lies must have been weighing upon your heart for all these many years. It would do you and your soul much good to unburden yourself. All we are looking for is the truth, despite the overzealousness of our friend."
He will not say a thing.
I can't even roll for something.
Sure, roll persuasion.
We roll pretty good. Wait, where? Shit, I closed Fantasy Grounds? Fuck.
Rip.
How did that happen?
It was here on this day that Hecate, all at once, ceased existing for no apparent reason, just vanished.
I have to log back into Fantasy Grounds, so never mind.
Do you know what your modifier is? I can just roll you a d20.
Not off the top of my head.
You got an 11, and you don't have a +3, right?
Steph, you should be able to pull up her sheet.
Oh, I'm an idiot. Yeah, I can pull up her sheet.
I think when I close one of the pop-ups, I actually close the actual, like, TWYKT, yeah. I think I actually close, like, actual Fantasy Grounds. Whoops. I would have a plus... I don't think I have a +3. I probably have, like a +2.
Yeah, you have a +1.
Ugh. Yeah, so I'm
You
assuming...
rolled a 16, and he kind of just gets quiet and bows his head and doesn't want to make eye contact with you, but he still doesn't say anything.
Oh, shit. I can't do anymore, because I've already done enough bad cop.
And please, sir, we know that that he has no family, but you do. Do you really want them to think you are a murderer and a liar? Just speak the truth.
He'll stay quiet, but he'll mull it over in... You can tell he's mulling it over in his head. He's not ready to kind of commit just yet, but he's thinking about it.
So I'm softening him up, basically.
Yes, you softened him up. This is something that he really does not want to admit.
Hmm.
And with that, Palmine, Bajalin, and Kadra show up and say, and Bajalin is kind of got this pissed off look on his face, and he goes, "What is the meaning of all this?" I did not authorize this action.
I didn't realize you were in charge of members of the bureaucracy.
Well, I am still the mayor of this town, and I have local jurisdiction rights.
It's a lawful arrest for a
Yes.
murder, sir.
And your treatment of the body raises the specter of whether you were assisting after the fact in a murder, Mayor.
Whoa, 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 whoa. As I said very loudly in the town square, I let the church and handle it. I just had it at my house because I didn't want because there's too many people, living people, already in the church. And I didn't want there to be any disease or disease spreading and everything else. So I graciously offered my home because Rezon didn't have any family left to store it temporarily in very respectful manner. Isn't that right?
Is he going to turn to me?
Yes.
You graciously offered your home after the church firmly put their foot down, telling you in no uncertain terms that all proper respect would be permitted to the body and that we would be accompanying you to your home.
Well, of course. I didn't want there to be a panic. And disease
You
spreading as
didn't
well.
offer. You did not offer. Do
You're
not
the
speak
one who-
lies in
I'm not-
front of the mother.
I'm not speaking lies. You offered, and I accepted. So
That goes to shit.
everything's alright.
The gods know your heart, and they will judge you accordingly.
Yes, the
Wow,
whole-
she's going dark. Whoops.
This is
I
the
had it was
episode.
the spring one.
Exactly. I'm just like, whoops, this isn't spring, Hecate. This is summer or winter.
Well,
It's one of those. It's one of those
days.
spring days where it rebounds and gets really cold and there's snow.
Well, no,
There
it's been
you
several
go.
days. We're multiple into being in town now.
Yeah, you've been in town for a few days.
Yeah, but I don't want to switch like multiple times per session. But anyways, yeah.
And
Hecate just makes it clear that nothing was offered. The church had to fight tooth and nail to make sure that the proper rites were done.
Anyway, what evidence do you have against Colinius? He has been a stalwart member of the council for years and my personal friend.
So when we were paying respect to the body, we found Colinius's arrowheads in the flesh, and Mother Isparel herself vouchsafed them as looking like they belong to. Oh my God, Cornelius! I just said his name 2 seconds ago. Cornelius.
Cornelius.
Colinius.
Oh God, I'm horrible with names tonight. I'm sorry, guys.
It's okay.
But yeah, she'll just say that we found the arrowheads in the wounds of the body, and Mother Isparel identified them as belonging to this guy we're talking to. I'm not going to mess up his name again.
And he will take a look at the arrowheads that you found, and he'll say, well, I guess this is Colinius's, and they were found in Rezon's body. Well then, as mayor of this fine town, a trial will begin tomorrow to decide Colinius's fate. Take him away.
On the way, where is he going? Like where is he being taken?
Basically, being taken to the where the soldiers were. It's the only really secure jail they have in this town. They had a bit of a
Bake 'em away,
drunk
toys.
tent.
Bake them away, toys.
What was
Bake
that,
'em away,
Chief?
toys.
Take them away, boys. That you know what I meant.
I would like to follow. Who's taking him? Is it soldiers or is it us?
I assumed it's us because we arrested him.
No, he has the soldiers take him away, but you are allowed to follow behind.
Yeah,
I would
Hecate,
like to. Yeah, go.
Hecate will follow to try and work on him some more to get him to confess what happened.
Urag is gonna get close and be like, "Is there anything you wanted to tell us about the mayor? You know, maybe get a leniency on your sentence."
I'm gonna get detective for this caller.
And he'll whisper, he's been banging Nevada this whole time.
Any other thing? No.
His niece isn't his niece. That Alia girl he convinced your friends to bring back a while ago, that is so not his niece. That's one of his little minions. He blackmails all of us. He knew about this before this little show and used it to blackmail me. That's the only reason he kept me around.
We kind of already know that.
Yeah, you're not helping your case. Oh well, enjoy jail.
I hate you. I curse you. I have nothing left to live for anymore.
Man, it is sure is a good thing. And I'll say this loud enough. Did the soldiers get voting rights while I was gone?
Yes, everyone got voting rights.
I will say this when the soldiers are taking us. Man, sure is a good thing that Mr. Boondiggle here was able to catch him on his own with no help from the mayor. In fact, the mayor tried to stop him.
And he has plenty to live for. His execution is coming up.
Thank you, Kevin.
Not necessarily an execution.
No, the law will be executely.
It might be exile. You never know.
Kevin knows it's an execution. This is murder, and this is also like the late 1800s.
If it even was murder, because there was like sword wounds on the guy too. Like we just went to question about the arrowheads, and then Kevin pulled his like friggin' extremely bad cop routine, and now everyone's putting this guy on trial for murder. It
He
may not have
lied to
been
me,
murder.
and then everything went blank, and then I woke up. I don't think I should be a detective.
I don't think so either, Kevin. I'm sorry.
We will have a talk for your, well, I guess you're still a few months away from your, well, we'll talk about this. And I'll just sort of shake my head and just say, Kevin, you went far too far.
I thought we were doing bad cop, worse cop.
And you did both.
Trying for departmental efficiency.
But yeah, Hecate will let the prisoner know that, hey, you may not die. It may not have been murder, but like we won't know that until we hear your side, because there were arrow wounds and sword wounds on this guy. Still trying to get him just to talk about what happened.
He will just sit there in silence. But the next day, it's a trial, and you see the gallows being put together.
Hecate will do her best to stop that.
But wait, I'm already half done.
No building the gallows until the guilty is until the prisoner is confirmed as guilty.
But I tied the knot, and I'll hold
And you
up
can untie it.
Oh, I'll start untying the knot.
Well, you can just leave the knot tied.
Nope, take it
come
down.
on, matron. We all know where this is going.
And most towns would have had a gallows already, assuming that capital punishment was a thing.
Yeah, just like you leave the body hanging until the next time you need to use it as a warning.
The old gallows was sort of knocked down when the comet happened.
Oh, right, the comet.
Yeah, so that was knocked down. In fact, a lot of the homes here were also knocked down off their hinges. People are very, very slowly rebuilding. So anyway, it is trial day. Whee!
Hecate will make sure that Mother Esperil is there to do her testimony.
Urag is going to use the opportunity to do not evil things. He's going to try and break into the mayor's house. Well, the mayor's not there because he's at the trial. Because it
gonna
worked
break
very well on last Thursday.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
You're gonna break into the mayor's house?
And look for any other dirt.
You have pretty much found all the dirt.
Okay, I won't break into the mayor's house then.
And, Oh, that's Katra, okay. And with that, the trial begins.
So this is the next morning. Hecate's actually going to like take on her winter persona, her very grave and matronly persona.
Her hanging persona.
Yes, that too. But she needs to be very serious. So she's winter.
And, everyone in the town is packed into the meeting hall, and there's, pink, cake and pink lemonade being sold. And it's like, oh, come for the hanging! Everyone is just like, oh yeah, we're hanging this mofo. And everyone's out to do a looky-loo at this whole thing.
Ooh, I could get some lemonade.
Here you go, sir.
Gallows
Hecate will
builders,
slap it out of his hand. Not until the prisoner is declared guilty.
Aww.
Ah, that's good lemonade.
Oh.
You will take your punishment.
I'm gonna make his drop harder.
And
Put
with that,
rocks in his shoes.
Bajalin will stand up in a almost like if you get the sense that this guy really did try hard to make a judge's sort of uniform, but it's all out of like bits and bobs of nicer silks and like frayed silks and a patchwork and a little bit of a bear collar as well. And he will stand up and he will say, hear ye all, we citizens of Tomar's Crossing. Today we are performing the trial of Colinius Birth Witch, who has been accused of murdering former council member Raison Ferduce. Now, Colinius, you claimed originally a few years back that when you and Raison went out hunting one day, you were attacked by bandits and got separated. Raison never returned. Is that not correct? Colinius will just sit there and say, aye. And that's the truth! Really? Then why would the holy matron find these your arrowheads in the body? And if memory serves, weren't you the one who was running against the council member? That was the year you became council member, didn't you? We had a vacancy opened. You were able to slide right in. I didn't kill her. She was my friend. Well, the evidence we found, given to us by the Holy Mother and Father, to expose your sins proves otherwise. I gave you, do you have any evidence to the contrary? Leash will just sit there and go, I didn't do it. And I'll spend my life, if you release me, trying to find the real killer. Everyone
Too soon.
Everyone just sits there and laughs at him. Well then, if you have no evidence to the contrary, that means you're, guilty. And Palmine will raise her hand and say, guilty, I never believed the story in the first place.
Hecate will try and interject.
Oh,
Mention the blackmail.
excuse me, there's, someone in the gallery wishes to say something. Yes, matron.
Thank you. And she will, like, if she has to, she'll come down and she'll stand in front of everyone. And it is true that we found arrowheads within the body, but it is also true, and she'll turn and glare at the councilman, which no one else is speaking of, that there are also sword wounds on the body. And she'll turn to Corinius and she'll be like, Goodman, you swear that it was the bandits who killed your friend. If it was them, how did your arrows get in the body?
I don't know, maybe they, stole some of my arrowheads, or they could have been blackened from, time in the snow, and made to look like my arrowheads.
Can I insight that?
Sure. He is lying through his teeth.
She'll just basically, I don't have the words on me, but she'll basically just make a speech, again extolling how, his soul is heavy with his lies, and the guilt of his friend's death lies heavily upon him. The mother and the father themselves are looking down upon you, Goodman. Do you not wish to unburden yourself and finally let the truth free? Can I roll persuasion?
Roll it.
Oh, come on. Yes!
Ah,
The nat 20, I will say, that is enough, in your previous attempts, that is enough to break him, and he says, fine, yes, I'm already gonna get hung anyway. Yeah, I did it. I killed her. I made up that whole plan myself because I wanted on the council. And then the mayor blackmailed me. He just knew that I had done this. He knew. He just came up to me one day and offered me a deal I couldn't refuse. He wouldn't try me, but I had to vote always in line with him. And he has some blackmail on the others too. And then with that, Kalinius will spit on the floor. So hang me and send me to hell. It's better than this place.
I have to build a second gallows. Wait, I have to arrest that guy.
Oh, and Bajalin will go, you have no evidence of this. I did no such thing. You just want to blemish my character.
Insight that.
Yeah,
Damn.
insight that.
I do have one luck left.
It's a new
Yeah, let's
day.
use it. Oh,
Heck.
yes, nice.
Hecate will turn to look at Arcady in the gallows and raise her eyebrow at him, trying to say, like, should I unleash all the dirt we have on him? Like, trying to convey that with a look.
Why are we inciting
And
this? We know he's
He
lying.
will nod. Yeah, he will absolutely nod.
And Hecate will just go off and unload and just give all of the facts and all of the evidence that the group has found against the current mayor.
Should I put him in handcuffs?
You're not going to just shoot him?
I didn't shoot the last one. I
Oh
pretended
wait, are
to.
you basically performing a coup right now? Is that where you guys are going?
I think we are.
I
We're
think
not
so,
cooing.
yes.
We're not street
I-
cooing.
I am currently campaigning outside the courthouse.
This will be a bloodless coup.
You are one
Only
of the-
smothering.
You are the only one outside of the courthouse. Literally, the whole town is inside this courthouse. It is
You're campaigning
packed.
to no one.
No, they're stray dogs.
Something tells me a criminal record
seconded
does
that.
not preclude somebody from still joining the election if the town wishes to vote for them.
Basically.
But yeah, she'll give all the evidence about all the blackmail and the affair and how he's just a jerk that she really doesn't like. She'll let it all out.
Everyone will gasp and go, I knew it! I knew it! I saw him and Nevada wandering off one day, didn't think anything of it, but I knew it! And with that, Palmine will just sit back and put a look of shock on her face, and then you'll see her, do the cover her mouth, but Arcadia, you can tell that she's secretly deep down inside smiling. And with that, Bajalin will be like, You! How dare you lay these false accusations on me? If you had already known this, why didn't you come out sooner? Some member of the church you are.
All right.
Wait,
Did he
their
really?
evidence.
Oh, wait, no. He says, if you suspected this, why didn't you open up and come to lay these accusations against me sooner? Why is it during the election season? Is what he's actually getting at. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Because it's when we got here.
Yeah, like that's what I'm trying to think is like we got here around election season. Like that's what I'm trying to. We didn't get here very much before then. We haven't been here for months.
You've been here for like 2 months, I think.
We had
Yeah,
gathered
2 months.
enough evidence to build a solid case.
Yeah, no,
I say, as a
and-
member of this party.
heck, I would definitely say that.
And we've, been out rescuing people and saving this town from banditry. Petty criminals such as yourself have been our secondary assignment. We have spent our time protecting the town, rescuing people from kidnappers and goblins and bandits.
And we lost my best friend Greg Paw in the process.
Paul is still there. He's just hanging out with Palmine.
Totally lost him.
He's helping Palmine with druid experiments and farming the land.
Gone forever.
He's literally behind you.
I wanted to see a hanging.
Hooray!
Now shut up, Kevin.
Irregardless of your political machinations, you did provide the evidence to. I myself inspected the body and found even more of these arrowheads, so we can be certain of this, in the very least. So, I've already sentenced you, Kalinius, to death. Palmine, your hand shot up without any prompting. Kadra? And Kadra will go, murder is wrong and evil, and even, thankfully, he has confessed his sins to a matron, but the law is the law. The law is the law, and the punishment for murder is death. We have a hanging. And with that, everyone in the chamber will go, Yoo-hoo!
Plus, if we want to arrest him and put him in handcuffs, we need to hang this guy first. I only brought the one pair.
You have no evidence of these accusations against me, and while you have helped the town considerably, you have meddled in our affairs. We do have, you may be from the capital bureaucracy, but we still have rights here in our local jurisdiction. We are a freeman town, by the by. We have had these rights for a very long time. So while I appreciate it, I am the mayor, and I will enact justice. And with that, Jorny will come out and say, Here, here! These foreigners, or these outsiders, from our town, from the capital, are after our land. They want to take over. They've sure, they've helped, but they've also been muddling about. And now one of them is running for council. Coincidence?
Tafina Boondoggle has lived here his entire life.
I don't mind Tafina. What I'm saying is the
Thanks,
people
new guy that
behind-
no one's ever seen before.
Well, I mean, I live in the area.
I don't mind Tafina personally.
Insight check.
So what?
Rincy, who
What
are you
blackmail does he have on you? I wonder.
Technically, I am from the surrounding countryside and come into town for supplies. So I'm familiar with it, but I'm not from here.
He's from Copperhead Road.
But you're also not from the capital. You're more local than we are.
Yeah.
I geographically, I would be considered local, yes.
And you have citizenship in this town specifically.
Who doesn't?
You have proper citizenship. Well, now isn't a big deal. All right, with that insight check, are you inciting Urag or are you inciting Journey?
Oh no, I was inciting Urag to see if he's actually from this town.
Urag, are you actually from this town?
Not this town, this area.
He has a local accent.
We need
Yes,
a chivalry.
but I have every accent I want to have.
With that, everyone will go, yay, hanging, and yeah, you're right. Those bureaucrats.
And the rabbit chases the snake around the tree, around the tree, around the tree. And that's how you make a hanging rope.
All the children will go, yay!
Here, go play with this until we hang him, and I'll hand the noose to the kids.
Yay! The children are running around outside playing with the noose. And with that, Journey has said his piece. And then Kadika will come forward and say, yes, Journey has a point. Even though I am one of those new citizens to the town, I am not an outsider. My family has lived in the valley for a long time, and I am a native of Safe Harbor, just down the river. Not that far away, versus these two from the capital.
3, isn't it?
2 from the capital, and Hecate was from a
I was
monastery.
basically from like a monastery in the mountains.
Yeah, but outside the valleys is what he means. 2 of these people from the capital, and 1 outsider, although she is affiliated with the church. And we accept her help in these matters.
I believe you've eaten the food that we brought to your town. I believe you know the people we rescued from the serial killer that was affecting this town. Do you not?
I do. However, just
Then
like...
how dare you besmirch the work we have done coming from the capital and the king who looked after his subjects? There is more aid coming on its way that should be here any day now. If you are standing up here saying you don't want it, you will not receive any. Is that what I am hearing from you?
With that, he will take a look around the room and say, absolutely not. And you raise a good point. You have helped the town out greatly. I withdraw my argument.
Our job here as civil servants is to now ensure that the elections here happen openly and honestly. I have no stake in this. Kevin has no stake in this. We are simply here to allow you your own voice. No one here is going to tell you how to vote. We are simply here as a mechanism to help you vote.
All right, I put my faith in your capable hands. And he'll just kind of half sheepishly go backwards. Go back and just shut his mouth. And with that, how would you like to hang Colinius?
Worth a rope.
Hi.
A short
Make-
drop and a
make-
sudden stop.
Make
From a
those
tall
feet
oak
dance.
tree.
The trees were all knocked down by the meteor. That's why we had to build the gallows.
Well, sue me for wanting to play homage to a song.
That too.
And Colinius is hung. Kevin, you are pretty expert at executions, which
I brought my own hood.
Why does he have a hood?
I do.
Everyone knows who he is.
Why do
He's
you?
10 feet tall.
Why do you have a hood?
Tradition. It was my
He's-
grandmother's hood.
He's 10
She wore
feet
it on her
tall
wedding day.
and about as thin as a piece of tape.
Durag, you
Why-
get
why-
inspiration.
Why did she wear it on her wedding day?
It was a
Ugh.
double header. It's tradition. A wedding without at least 3 deaths is considered dull by the hill people.
Of course, I should have known that.
Anyway, the hanging goes off without a hitch, and everyone goes wild and, throws rocks at him, passes out, there's food trucks, or the food carts all around selling what meager food they have. And everyone wants to try and get a piece of the body. You get people coming up to you, Kevin, going, hey, Mr. Executioner, can I have, here's a gold coin, can I have, a little bit of his, pants? Or lack of his hair?
Kevin will see an opportunity and start selling pieces of the rope. I'll sign a little section of the rope and sell those.
Jesus, did you come from Barovia?
Are you turning evil?
What's
Wait.
your alignment?
That's totally a Terry Pratchett joke.
Oh, that was something that happened in
Oh,
real
that
life.
too. Yeah.
Yeah, in real life. So I guess this wouldn't be that weird.
I mean, the whole town, a hanging isn't a big deal. It's a party, right? So why would someone from the capital be any different? Or a hillbilly? A hillbilly who went to the capital and then went out to different sticks.
I'm going to say you collect 5 gold.
All right. I will put that into our food fund.
And with that, Bajalin is, or not Bajalin, Colinius is laid to rest. Hecate and Isperol perform the various rituals and cremate him along with Raison and any of the other people who have died locally. Is there anything else you guys want to do to support the election?
No.
I'm gonna continue to spread rumors.
Heke will just continue to create food and water every day with Isperil and give it to the townsfolk until Fina's name.
And I continue preaching about my plan on how to reinvigorate the local economy, how to save everyone, give them jobs, give them purpose, put this place back on the map, and bring back prosperity.
What are the details of your plan?
Well, I don't remember what the conditions are like outside the town because it's been so long since we've actually had to deal with them. How many wild creatures are out there right now?
There's a lot of the wild creatures are dying off because of the mudslides and everything else. Because remember,
Okay.
this whole area used to be one gigantic magical glacier, and
Yeah.
a big part of the economy was selling ice, which is also a big part of the Victorian economy in real life.
So my current plan is to shift to an agrarian system, start creating large, vast fields, both for grain and other things. Basically, designing to turn it into a vodka distillery district. We will also have hunting for game that will help boost our local food stores to allow us to push through until our fields are ready to be tilled and cultivated. I will be creating a robust security group in place involving soldiers and town guard, training them up both personally and via getting soldiers to help. Basically, I'm being a competent version of Trump with a communistic spin.
Ah, that's interesting. All right, I'm going to ask the party members. Do you guys openly support, other than Tafina, do you guys have anyone else that's running for mayor, or not running for the council / mayor, that you wish to support? Because right now you also have, I'm guessing none of you are supporting Bijalin. So you have Palmine, you have Kadra, you have Magala, who is the innkeeper. She's been letting people stay in the common room of the inn for free. We didn't do a lot in the inn. There's not a lot there to do, but she also seems like a kind of like a nice, kind person. And then you also have Sameth, who is your ally. And was your contact in there, and also seems to have a very kind heart. He lets people have like some firewood as long as they help him carry it or help him gather it the next day. And then you also have Journey and Kadika, but I don't think you guys are supporting them. So other than Tafina, I'm assuming you're all going to support Tafina. Is there anyone else you would like to promote?
Well, two of us can't.
I would like to point out that only one of these people has saved me from a cave full of crazy people.
True, but Sameth is also a fellow half-orc who has a kind heart.
Fine, I'll support the other half orc.
Pressuring you.
Yeah, I will.
All right, so you wouldn't have spread the rumor about him being best buddies with the other, with one of the evil people, no matter how true it is.
Oh, maybe I would have. Maybe we would have been like straight up, get rid of the entire council.
He's not on the council currently. The only people currently on the council were Colinius, Bajalin, Palmine, and Kadra. Other people, loads of other people have come forward since then because of the comet and because of basically Bajalin's little network of spies, his little birds, if you say. Pretty much all of them died. So he couldn't really dig up blackmail on any of these new people.
I'll support her.
Alright, so we got one for Sameth. Is anyone else going to support Sameth? You don't even have to support it openly. You can this is sort of background sort of stuff you guys could be doing. Just like mild support, not upfront campaigning.
Hage doesn't really like anybody else, so no.
Not even Sameth, he's nice. We didn't do a lot with him, but well, we did a lot with him in the beginning, but he kind of drops off in the latter part of this module.
Whoever is like, isn't blackmailing anybody and who doesn't have any like huge nasty skeletons in their closet, she'll support them. So I guess that's Solmac.
Sameth, that's Magala, and that's Kadra. Palmine was sort of
Kadra.
Kadra, yeah, right
Kadra.
here. Yeah, Kadra.
I will support Kadra.
Alright, so you would support Kadra. Okay. Is there anything else anyone wants to do in the lead up to the election? Going once, going twice. Alright, there is one last thing that pops up in the days leading up to the election. Tafina is polling beautifully with his sensible plan. So are the nicer members of the council. Bajalin has taken a nosedive. However, Journey has a fair amount of followers, and you know that the more noble classes are pretty lockstep behind Kadika. But otherwise, nobody really likes Kadika. However, one day, Isparol is arrested.
What?
Yes, and then you come into the town, the council hall. Polinius is long dead by now, and his home turned into a cleaned up and turned into a. Oh wait, we'll deal with his home later. And Kadika and Bijalin will have Isparol in the front. And Kadika will pronounce to everyone, "Hello, fellow citizens of Tomar's Crossing. This, I'm sorry to have shocked you. But it's with a heavy heart I mentioned that your matron that has been serving the church for so many a year was wanted for murder in Safe Harbor.
Did someone send a warrant? Can we see it?
And with that, Kadika will snap his fingers, and someone who you could tell was one of a former city watch of Safe Harbor will bring out a sort of tattered box and bring up a warrant for Isparol's arrest.
It actually has Isparel's name on it?
1 sec, I need to turn to a block. One sec, I'm just kind of flipping through the book right now. One second. Flipping. This module isn't bad, but I wish it would have like a better. It would have like subheadings within the chapters, because some of these are really long, and you need to find the right one.
Mm.
Isparol will say, yeah, it does have Isparol's Isparol will sit down and say, "I didn't do it. I promise I didn't do it. I know the truth of the matter, and while I didn't go to the authorities, I didn't kill them at all. And Kadika will go, you didn't kill your master, Malcolm Sharp, and his wife, Beatrice? Funny how you immediately ran off right afterwards. Seems awfully suspicious, doesn't it? She'll sit there and she'll begin to weep and say, I guess so, but I didn't want to be a servant anymore. I didn't want my debt to be passed around to whoever their heirs were. I just wanted to be free. Then years ago, I came to the church and I offered up my life to become matron of this small town. The truth is, Malcolm murdered his wife. And then he killed himself. I heard them having an argument, and apparently she was having an affair with you, of all people. And that Kadika will smirk and say, a likely story. After I recognize you and bring you to justice.
There is a simple way that we can prove the validity of the mother's claims.
Oh, and what is that?
We shall cast Zone of Truth upon her.
Mm-hmm.
She will not be able to...
both of them.
Mm-hmm. She will not be able to speak any untruths.
Who else can cast Zone of Truths?
Can anyone else in the town do it? I don't think so.
And also, Zone of Truth is not applicable as evidence in a court of law.
No, but you'd be a right bastard if you killed someone who had just told the truth under such a thing that proved their innocence.
Yes, but as you know, how the spell works is that it all exists within the mind of the spellcaster. The spellcaster could be the one lying. They're the only ones that can feel if if the spell has been activated correctly or not. For all we know, as non-magic, as people not blessed with magic, is that the spellcaster's word.
Well, then perhaps we should use it on you, because there was no way you would lie about having an affair.
Here's a mechanics question. Can the caster include themselves in the zone?
I don't.
Everyone's included inside the zone.
So even if the caster's inside the zone, the caster can't speak an untruth.
I'm pretty sure.
If they fail save.
It's a zone.
Yeah, but only you would know if you pass the save or not.
But he can also incite me too, right? The point being.
Yeah, but
you can also say
wrong.
the thing over and over again.
Heke is getting very upset that this guy is questioning her trustworthiness. She is lawful good.
You should hit him, it'll make you feel better.
Oh, you're gone evil, Kevin.
No, that wasn't Kevin. That was Ian.
But yeah, she'll basically call him out and be like, you don't trust me to speak the truth after that's all you don't trust us to speak the truth after that's all we have ever done, even even when it hasn't gone in our interest to do so.
Oh, it's not that I don't trust you.
We have been feeding this town, and you dare say that we would lie about something like this.
Oh, I know you have been feeding the town out of the kindness of your own heart. But if it is out of the kindness of your own heart, you can't exactly make demands. As such, you are not a council member, are you? As you are a member of the church, and we deeply respect that. However, you have no true political jurisdiction here.
Were you having an affair with that man's wife?
Oh, I don't kiss and tell. I'm very squeaky clean.
Well, then you should have absolutely no fear of answering that question in a zone of truth. If you are not going to lie about it, there is no question about whether or not that part of this tale is true, then, is there?
You can't force me to get into a zone of truth. It is not a lawful interrogation technique.
I'm not attempting to interrogate you. I am simply asking if you have no fear of the truth, why you simply wouldn't do it. You so distrust everything that we could possibly hear from the mother that you yourself could easily give proof to her statement, but you certainly seem afraid to, even though it is, as you've already given us an answer. I see no reason for it other than you are in fact lying to us.
Well, you can't, force me. Regardless, we will have the proper trial later, after the elections are complete. It'll be the new council's issue to deal with, and you can discuss it with them all they liked. However, a legal warrant, and he will show you the warrant, and the warrant is good. It is official. It has all the right symbols and you know, everything else.
Oh, I have no question this is valid. I look forward to seeing you on the stand, sir.
Oh, wait. You meant that, I know, and then his eyes will narrow and like, oh, I know what you meant.
Indeed, it will be fascinating to see how a tale will change when you are compelled to tell the truth.
And the Bajalin will say, I am still the mayor for the next few days at the very least. It will be the new council's problem. Take her away.
We're never getting to this election, are we?
No, that was literally the last thing. This is the election. Now I have to read the election. That's the thing.
Yeah, I was gonna say, do you want to call it? Because it's 10:15.
I think I can do the calculation really, really quickly. Okay.
Toffina.
Thank you for your vote. Oh, thank you for your vote. Thank you, sir. Thank you for your vote. Thank you for voting. Thank you for your vote.
Can I split Natasha?
Okay, so Bajalin and Vidalis don't win. Or Kalinius and Bajalin don't win for obvious reasons. None of you endorsed Palmine, and none of you gave her credit for exposing the affair either. Okay, so she remains where she started. There was one endorsement of Kadra. One second, I am looking through this. So Palmine pretty much stays where she stands. Kadra got... Kadra got some extra points because you completed her quest. Oh, Palmine got extra points because you completed her quest. Magala... Magala gets up there. Jorni is up there, but...
Oh shit, I forgot to plan Mr. Tofina's after party. There's no victory champagne.
Where are you going to find champagne?
I don't know, but it'll be a wacky adventure.
Okay. Okay. These rests I didn't put in for it. And... Alright. Looks like Tafina is at the very least on the council. Lord, I'll ask you, do you want to continue playing this character, or do you want to replace this character, or do you want to actually become mayor? Basically, do you want to continue, because you're tied with two others. So I'm going to give you the choice. Do you want to be mayor, or do you want to be a council member?
I have another character ready that will fit well into the party. So I'm willing to become a member of the ruling council, I guess, or mayor, or whatever.
Man, that Tafina guy was so much cooler before he became part of the bourgeoisie.
I know, he's one of the man now.
Yeah, but now the rest of the party has a in with the town mayor, or at least the council. I'm not sure if I'm going to actually run it.
All right, Tafina, you are mayor then. And Someth, Kadra, and Palmine, are your counselors.
Cool. Let's get stuff done.
Yay! And that is the end of the first module of the Demonplague. Catch us next week where we continue on in the next module. And with that, I would like to thank everyone for who was chatting away. So TRBSR, thank you for watching. And with that, let's perform a raid of Diesel Shot, who are still playing. 1 second.
Good night. I am tired.
Oh, good night.
Night.
Night, everybody.
Thank you very much, Stephanie.
Thanks,
Yeah.
Steph.
You're welcome. I hope that was good. I didn't have a lot of time to prepare.
And
That
next
was fun.
Focalin Rathanal.
Yay!
And next session we get to hang a nun. Yay!
Uh,
Oh,
Oh, you're
this will be
not-
great.